guys had a good practice out there. We just practiced in helmets. Thought we got a lot accomplished. Washington State, they're excellent on offense. They had an anomaly last week, and they're excellent offense. On defense, they're stemming and moving everywhere, and playing good defense. They played good defense last year too. I think they're a very good football team. I think they're better than they were last year, and they're doing really well. Mike does a good job with them, and Mike's press conferences are always interesting. So,
Mike, was last weekend just an example of how tough it is to win on the road in the Pac-12? I think
yeah,
you guys are the only team that won on the road.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is extremely hard to win anytime you play. Everybody can beat anybody any Saturday, and I think you're seeing that all the time in our conference. And well, you're seeing all over the country, but you're seeing in our conference. Last week was a good example of it. And so anybody can beat anybody on any Saturday. So you got to show up and play really well to win.
What makes Washington State so much better on defense? Grant just coming in and done a good job. It seems like they're bringing a lot more aggressive than they have in the last couple years.
They've got most of their players back from last year, so they're better at the system. Even their backups that were played quite a bit when they had injuries, he does a good job with them. I think that when their offense is scoring, they're able to do a little more exotic stuff on the front and stunt and do that type of thing and create plays. I think that's definitely helping them. But he's done an excellent job with them. The kids, they play really hard, and their corners seem a little more aggressive this year to me, playing a little bit better press coverage and that type of thing. And I think that's helped eliminate getting some third downs on them and keeping the drives going. I think that's really to me, that's the area that looks like to me they've improved the most on, because last year 50 was stunting through and making plays, and their linebackers, but their secondary was good, but I think they've gone up a notch there. They're playing a lot tighter coverage, and I think that's helped them.
How big of a challenge is a game like this for Steven with all the stunting they do? I mean, is he going to be able to recognize all that?
He better. He better be able to recognize everything, and hopefully we'll get keys that we can make it easy. You can't see all 11 moving. You got to have certain keys you're looking on in certain situations. Our offensive line's got to be able to handle all that, and our center's got to be able to communicate that. And they stem every snap. And so something that we'll work on all week, and we did well against it last year, and hopefully we can do well against it this year, but they're a little bit better than they were last year.
With the way Phillip is running, are you becoming even more of a ball control offense, kind of a clock-eating offense than maybe you thought you would be?
Well, I think we're going where our strengths are, and he's done a great job for us running the football. And it helps the defense too stay off the field and to try to stay fresh. Which the fresher you are, we're not playing a ton of guys on defense. We've had some injuries. We had, especially in the D line, had some different things that have happened to us there. We're a little thinner on the defensive line than we were earlier in the year, and even where we were in camp, we thought we'd have a few more guys than we've had out there to rotate in. It's really been good having George Frazier rotate in, but we're playing him on offense too. But he's doing an excellent job. So yeah, it has helped us.
You were talking about the offensive line. You had a rotation of Isaac Miller and Aaron Hagler in there for a bit, and then kind of switched back and forth. You want to talk about what you've seen from those guys?
They're doing well. I thought they protected well the other day. I thought they did a good job. Both of those young men are getting better every week. They really are. They really work hard. They're really smart. They're big. They're athletic, and they're just getting better and better.
Was that rotation by design, or because of
well, we knew we were going to rotate them both, and it just depended on different things we were doing during the game.
From a developmental standpoint, how has quarterback Sam Miller progressed?
Sam's getting better and better. He can make all the throws. He's learning the offense, getting a ton of reps out here in practice, and been pleased with Sam's progress.
Washington State had been rolling. What did you see that went wrong in that Cal game? Was it a pass protection?
Well, I'll tell you, they were moving the ball on Cal quite often. They moved the ball really well. Then they'd have a fumble. They threw some interceptions. The ball got tipped in the air and caught. There was like 3 really weird lucky plays in a way. Cal made them, but they were kind of weird, crazy plays that really hurt Washington State. But they were moving the football. It wasn't like they just got stymied. It was a turnover situation, and you lose a turnover battle that drastic. It's not going to be a very close game. So that to me was the whole situation, was just the turnovers.
Have you ever coached in a game where the air quality was so bad like that fans were in masks?
No, I haven't. I hope I never have to. I hope I never have to. It's been tragic for all of California and other parts of our country too. But that's been really rough. My son goes to school in Southern California at Chapman University, and they had to close their school for a day and all that. And so luckily it blew out of there. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I was talking to Trey last week, and he said that he felt that the coaches felt Dante was playing better, so Dante was put in there. What did you guys see from Dante, and should Don's personnel call, or is that yours?
No, I mean, basically every call's mine when it all comes down to it. Now, I listen to everybody, and we discuss, and we go through everything. You know, Trey had done a good job. I thought Dante had done a good job. It was just kind of one of those things, and Trey's playing on special teams for us, and Trey can be in there at a drop of a hat. They've been rotating even number of reps every practice. So it's just kind of how it worked out as the game went along.
What similarities in game planning do you see between prepping for Josh Rosen and now prepping for Luke Falk?
Wow, it's a total different offense. It's a total different offense. You know, Josh, they had a great tight end, UCLA did. They ran two backs a lot with a tight end type of thing. It's a whole different process. This is a system. They're getting the ball out of his hands. It's a 10 personnel, so there's always open sets. And the other thing is, a big difference is everything's done out of the gun, and the quarterback is checking everything in Leach's system. Leach gives him a call, and he checks. It might even be even close to the same call they're looking for. I know they have certain things he's looking for. He tells him to check, and certain things that he wouldn't run. But he's thinking as Leach would. They're not a look to the sidelines or do it. The quarterback does it all, and he does an excellent job at it. Does an excellent job at it. And he can make every throw. Some throws he made out here last year were amazing to me. He threw it before the guys even came out of their breaks, like 35 yards downfield, and they hit like 1 yard from the sidelines. I go, how did he do that? So we're going to have to be all over him. He's going to make some plays, and hopefully we can slow him down enough, and hopefully cause enough turnovers to be able to make a difference, because that's really how you stop them. You cause a few turnovers and make them kick some field goals.
Price had been kicking most of his kickoffs into the end zone until Saturday. Did he just kind of have an off game, or was that by design?
Yeah, he definitely had an off game, and hopefully he won't. We also played not at altitude, which sometimes that bothers him. I wish it wouldn't have bothered as much as it did. Hopefully he'll kick better this week.
Coach, you were talking about those anticipation throws from Luke Falk. Where has Steven progressed in that, and how much is that kind of like a graduate level quarterback skill?
Well, it is a little bit of a graduate level. There's no doubt. Falk wasn't doing that as much earlier in his career, and now he is, and it's just a repetition and working with those guys. Steven's made a few of those. A couple of those touchdowns to Bryce were that more of a bang 8, we call it, but it's on timing. As you see it, you're letting it go before he even hardly gets his head around, and he's doing a good job on that. And there's some other throws he makes, but hopefully we'll see more and more of those as he keeps progressing.
Coach, the defense against Washington and UCLA, you were in those games pretty much, but then it kind of seems like the floodgates opened there for a little while and you couldn't stop anybody. Have you kind of noticed a shift in your defense that's kind of been the cause of that, or?
No, I mean, our inside guys, we've had some guys hurt. Right. They threw everything at us in the kitchen sink, and Ryan Nall was well. He hasn't been well in the other games. When he's well, he does that. I mean, I think that was his, 10th or 12th 100-yard game. He hasn't played the other games, and he got hurt. I think he got hurt in the CSU game. He made a long run, he got hurt, and he never played again. Then he got hurt in another game. So he's a really good player. He made a lot of those runs and did some good things there. And they threw and caught the ball better than they had all year. You go back and watch other games, they're throwing them, they're hitting them in the hands, they're throwing them, they're wide open, they're throwing them over their head. So they executed a little better. We bowed up when we needed to and made them kick some field goals and made some stops and did some things there. Yes, we definitely need to play better. The game before, a guy named Khalil Tate, he did the same thing last weekend. Our problem was knocking the other quarterback out. So he's really, really good. I mean, they'll start figuring out what he's doing a little bit more, but he looks like he's just running by people. He looks like a stallion out there just running by everybody. They're just standing still, it looks like to me. It's amazing.
Does that provide a little justification, relief for you when you see him do that to a different
Well, I
team?
knew he was that good. Somebody had told me that he might not start, and I said, well, that'd be a huge mistake by Arizona. And Rich Rod's a great coach. He was smart enough to go, I better play him.
Right.
He's really good.